Hello and welcome to the Eat Move Lift studio. My name is Tom Barber and it gives me great pleasure to introduce you to the Revolution by Deadset. This is the latest product from the Deadset Special Projects Division. And over there at Deadset, they're producing and developing tools of unmatched functionality and superior quality. The Revolution is the ultimate instrument of strength crafted to evolve alongside your progress. So without further ado, let's get into the box, let's get the product out, let's see what it can do. So now we've got the Revolution out of the box, you can see all the modular components here, and we've got some resistance over here that we can have a play with. So let's get started. I'm going to take a 250 mil knurled handle and I'm going to screw it into a transition module and a weight module. I'm going to add a matte black polymer pommel, and straight away I've got a nice light club. I could add resistance to that by adding on a base unit. Let's just make up the second one. So look for the pommel. It's the black matte polymer pommels that come as standard, but there are optional extras. We'll get to those a bit later. You can see them here. We've got a 316 steel pommel and an aluminium pommel. Now I've got a pair of clubs. You can see swing lovely, and we've got lots of options with the short club. In terms of optional extras, there will also be a module that will attach to the base of the knurled 250 handle, or even a longer handle should you want to, and that will allow you to attach a plastic bottle to the handle to make more of an Indian club style feel for you Indian club enthusiasts out there. So we've got a pair of short clubs. If I then add another weight module and a base unit, of course, I can then start to think about adding resistance. And if I'm adding resistance to the shorter clubs, we're not going to be able to load them quite as heavy, so we can get away with using the plastic clip here. However, if I want to turn that short club, which swings lovely with a bit of weight, into a slightly longer, maybe a short mace or even a balava style club, then all I'm going to do very quickly, take off the 250 mil handle and add it to the other 250 to give me a 500 millimeter handle. Again, these are precision made out of 316 steel. You don't need to screw it down mega tight, hand tight, and it's going to nip up perfectly. There's one balava style club. Add this weight module to another weight module and a base unit. Again, hand tight. I'm going to take the 500 millimeter handle, which is half knurled. So I've got the knurling up where I want it. And then add on matte black polymer pommel. Plate will slip straight over the pommel, straight over the 500 mil weight modules. And again, got another clip there that I can add, clip it down. Now we've got a pair of balava style short maces. If I want a long mace, not a problem. What we're going to do, take off the 250, take off the 500 mil, and then we're going to add the 500 mil to the 250. Again, hand tight is going to be more than enough. So once that's nipped down, hand tight. And now we've got your standard long mace. We could, of course, make an extra long mace. So, extra long mace, we add another 250. And now you can see, not only do we have the functionality of the knurling up here where we're going to be holding on, but also for when you want to cast it, we've got that 250 knurled piece down at the bottom, and now we've got an extra long mace. Great stuff. Now, of course, it can be made even longer. So if we take off the transition module, and we add the other two weight modules, and that's, of course, not only maximize the length, but it's going to then start allowing us to add some proper resistance. So let's add some proper resistance to this now. So while I've got it like that, we'll take this 250 off. We can add a few plates. Let's take it up, let's challenge it a little bit. And now, of course, if we're going to be using a little bit heavier weight, challenging ourselves a little bit more, we want to use a little bit more secure collar. So we've got this cast collar, again, which will slip straight over the, we want the screw of the collar on the bottom. Nip that up with the wing nuts there, keep it nice and tight, and then we're going to screw that down to stop that from moving. Keep it nice and tight. So now we've got a fair bit of weight on it. Remember, only hand tight. We don't need to screw it down mega tight. And we've got a nice, secure, extra long mace. So, maces, extra long, long, short, and then the club style. We can then add resistance to these base units. If I want to then, however, think about swinging a mace, which is more of a globe mace. We'll keep this long still. I want to introduce you to the kettlebell clamp. Let's move this out of the way a second. Bring this 12 kilo bell in. You'll notice on there, we've got a 6061 hardened aluminium kettlebell clamp. And this kettlebell clamp has got the same M10 bolt that all the other components have got. And simply all we're going to do is screw in hand tight. And for those of you who like more traditional steel mace, globe steel mace feel, we've got you covered. Want that on a shorter? Not a problem. 250 comes off. The other black polymer can go on, and you can see the strength of that clamp has got you all day and covered. And that swings so well. All right. So currently this clamp is recommended to be worked with up to 12 kilo bell. However, that's because of, you've got to think, the asymmetry of the bell. If you've got a more symmetrical object, so here I've got a 20k Hex dumbbell, let's bring that in. And if I then quickly attach the clamp to this handle, because it's more symmetrical, it's a little bit more stable, we can start to add a bit more resistance. And as you can imagine, this is going to swing much more like Thor's hammer. So if you like the idea of swinging a hammer or a heavy hammer like Thor, we're going to nip that up. And we've got now 20 kilos on the end of a long mace. And that's a hell of a lot of fun to swing. Okay, so let's take the 500 mil off. Take the 250 off. And what I want to do now, just going to move this clamp and bell out of the way. I want to bring in just what is essentially now the loading pin. And if I want to, I'm going to take my 316. This is an optional 316 steel pommel. This will look like and act like a finished ball. Nice grip tool. But of course, not only that, in the kit, you get an eye and a carabiner. And if we add the eye and the carabiner, this is now a standard loading pin. Just going to nip and get a D handle. If I add the D handle, straight away I've got a loadable kettlebell style swinging loading pin. Any grip implements that you might have, I've got a 2.5 inch crusher here. We can add resistance to that. So you get a very functional, workable loading pin with the kit as well. Let's move this out the way just for a moment. But we'll take the eye back off and we'll show you how we can use the eye on a short 250 handle. I'm going to take this matte black polymer pommel off, and to that I'm going to add the eye. I'm then going to take a transition module, screw that into the base, and that is going to be used in this instance as a pommel. You've now got the carabiner, which you can then clip on the optional flail attachment, and you've got a functional and workable flail. So if anybody's into flail training, we've got you covered. Talking about optional extras, the optional extras currently that Deadset are offering, I've mentioned the Indian club attachment. They're also thinking about shot loadable heads and tanks, hammer heads. Other forms, we're going to have an upgraded kettlebell clamp, which will allow you to, with confidence, swing heavier than 12 kilo bell that's currently recommended. We're also thinking about the flail option that you've got, optional grip heads and grip training options, and other module pieces that will allow you to make the system not only into the most comprehensive adjustable mace, but also a workable dumbbell and a workable barbell. So it really is a buy one, buy once product. I've already mentioned that all the components are made from 316 stainless steel, with the exception of the kettlebell clamp, which is made of 6061 hardened aluminium. The hardware that keeps the components together is made of hardened carbon steel, and as I've mentioned, Deadset are giving you a through life guarantee that they will replace any hardware should that be required. The versatility of this product is really limited only by you, the user. The options are just vast. It's a great, great product. I've had a lot of fun trialing it and working with it, and I wholeheartedly recommend it to you if you are into your 360 circular swinging movements. Let's just remind ourselves what one full set includes. One full set includes 2 bases, 4 weight modules, 2 transition modules, 2 250mm knurled short grips, which can combine to make a 500mm long grip, 1 500mm long grip, which is half knurled, 2 matte black polymer pommels, 1 kettlebell clamp, and 1 loading pin kit. If you've enjoyed this video and you've enjoyed learning and seeing what the Revolution has to offer, you can find more information at Deadset's website. That's dkbc.co.uk. Please leave your comments below. If you've got any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. Until next time, I'm Tom Barber, and this has been The Revolution by Deadset.